Here's something I bet you guys don't know about me. Your boy Leon Idol, actually a really big Ronnie Radke fan. Have been since he was in Escape the Fate, and continue to be now that he's with Falling in Reverse. In fact, here's a photo of me at a Falling in Reverse concert in September of last year. So imagine my surprise, well, maybe not surprise, to find out that Ronnie Radke is banned off TikTok. Why? Well, let's get into that. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and it's probably for the reasons you'd think. Ronnie Radke banned from TikTok for views on gender identity. And what's amazing is that, he even brought this up at the concert I went to. He talked about how there were so many individuals and movements out there trying to silence you for having differences of opinions. And while he wasn't expressly, at least I assume not, talking about the LGBT, specifically that T movement, I pretty much gathered that's what he was talking about. And yeah, anyone who knows Ronnie can believe he's saying stuff like this. Falling in Reverse frontman Ronnie Radke, known for involvement in various social media feuds, has once again found himself at the center of controversy. This time, his contentious stance on gender identity led to a ban from the popular video sharing platform TikTok. And it's not like Ronnie Radke needs all the TikTok clout. I mean, the dude has been a world-famous musician for more than a decade now. He's gonna do fine without TikTok. He streams on, I believe, Twitch, maybe it's YouTube. I know he uploads to YouTube, and yeah, those are always a lot of fun. He gets, money from his band. He's not missing out on any of that TikTok fame, but I'm sure it's incredible for him to get banned. He's probably just going to laugh it off and make some sort of statement about it, which is probably what we see in this Twitter, or this Twitter post here. Banned from TikTok for saying most women don't want to be called cis. Good thing this does not matter to me. Oh, preach. That's what I love to hear. Yeah, and he's probably right, by the way. No, not probably. He is right. Women don't want to be called cis. Cis is effectively a slur. You want to know what people want to be called? Women or men, when they're actually women or men. Cis isn't the word, guys. Cis is the default. Cis is normal. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this. Maybe, maybe not. Depends. I'm a pretty small channel, which is why you guys should all go, like, comment, subscribe, the whole nine. But at the end of the day, Ronnie's entirely correct. No one wants to be called cis because it's just a made-up word so that you yourself, if you're not cis, if you're not normal, can feel special, like you've got your own gotcha word to use against the normal people, which is absolutely ridiculous. Over the past week, Radke's been taking to Twitter to express his opinions on trans issues and the rights of biological women, and which, frankly, I'm glad he's doing, but women, you need to stand up and do this for yourselves. Us men can't sit here and fight all the fights for you. Like, it sucks to see you guys getting erased, but it's kind of your own fault, as my boy Atreus says all the time. Maybe you stood up and protected your own femininity and your own womanhood from time to time and not let us, force us to do it when, men aren't really listened to in the modern day anyway. Maybe things wouldn't have escalated to this point where, fake women are taking your jobs. Like, I know you got J.K. Rowling and she's awesome and all, but you need more than just her. So good on Ronnie for standing up for women's rights and, women actually getting to be women. But again, it shouldn't be up to us men. In a series of tweets, Radke criticized those who accused him of being a womanizer, abuser, and bigot, arguing that they were the same people supporting the idea that trans individuals cannot experience menstruation. Trans people can't experience menstruation. Well, at least men who've, tried to call themselves women. Men cosplaying as women can't experience menstruation. I'm sorry, it's not physically possible. Taking a ketchup packet, shoving it up your bum, and squeezing real hard ain't the same thing as menstruation. And endorsing tampon companies featuring trans individuals as spokespersons, well, they shouldn't be doing that either. Dudes cosplaying as women don't need tampons on account that they don't bleed from their dicks. Though he is not one, he feels this trend belittles the biological struggles faced by real women. Articles as cisgender, we call it what is, real women. Imagine getting your TikTok deleted or losing your job or alienated for saying that a trans woman can't have a period. You all have mothers and sisters and wives and girlfriends and know damn well the struggles of being born a woman and the pain of endometriosis, etc. Yeah, I mean, he isn't. Why are people who have real women in their lives not standing up for this? Now, your boy here, I was raised by a bunch of real women. Not my mom. She ran out on me at 12 years old. But my grandmother, who I moved in with me. My stepmother, whom I love very much. I have two sisters. And let me tell you, do I think that a lot of women nowadays sort of, play up how hard it is to be a woman in the modern era? Absolutely. Are they entirely correct about things like childbirth and periods? I don't know, but I'm going to assume they are correct because I don't ever want to find out. Thank God I was born a dude. So yes, women out there need to be heard and need to be listened to when they say, hey, these dudes cosplaying as chicks are encroaching on our spaces and it makes us feel unsafe. Also, it makes a mockery of what a woman actually is because you can't just put on some makeup and tuck your dick between your legs and say that you're a woman. You don't know the first thing about being an actual woman. I don't either, and I'm not going to pretend to. Once again, I'm grateful for that. But just so you know, ladies, get off that whole, unequal pay thing that doesn't exist. But beyond that, I tip my hat to you most of the time. One of Radke's Twitter posts featured a photo of Dylan Mulvaney, a trans influencer, holding a box of Tampax tampons. In this tweet, Radke criticized the choice of Mulvaney as a spokesperson, arguing it was extremely offensive to all women. Oh, what a bad mofo. I mean, yes, why do good girls like bad guys? I mean, he asked that question a long time ago, because right now the bad guys, people like me, people like Ronnie Radke, are the ones saying, hey, women are real women. And you know what? Girls like bad guys, because bad guys will apparently stand up for them. That's not what that song used to mean, but it's hilarious that that's what that song means now, that a bad guy is someone who's going to go out and say, yeah, a woman is somebody who has an actual vagina and real periods, not someone pretending as such, or not someone who has their balls cut off to claim that they're a woman. No, the bad guys are out there being like, yeah, you gotta be born with it. Sorry, you do, or without it in some cases, however you want to phrase that. The same people that call me a womanizer, abuser, and bigot are the same people that support the ideology that trans can have periods and support tampon companies making trans the spokesperson. It's extremely offensive to all women to mock their biology. Stop pretending. I mean, the dude is just spitting straight facts. How is it you can go out there, put out banger tunes, have pretty fair, to good political positioning in terms of, you know, the way he views the authoritarian left, and then also come out and be so correct about social issues? The dude is mad talented and bass as hell. I mean, Ronnie, I love to see it perform live. You kill it. I love always listening to your new songs. In fact, I need to get my buddy over here who's also, she's a major, even a bigger Ronnie Radke fan than me, by far. We gotta do some reactions to some of your new stuff that I haven't heard yet. But the point is, the dude is a gem. I mean, if you'd have told me in high school that I'd be making a YouTube video defending Ronnie Radke about trans people, I wouldn't have understood what you were talking about, because that stuff is so 2023 that, you know, 2013 Leon, 2012 Leon wouldn't have even had like mental images to put to the words that were coming out of your mouth. But now I see it, and it has never been a better time to be a Ronnie Radke fan. The new tunes are great, and he is based. Additionally, to reinforce this idea, he joked about modifying the lyrics of his song, I'm Not a Vampire, from lady to birthing person to skewer the concept of gender pronouns. I've officially changed my lyrics, I'm not a vampire, from I feel like a lady that is pregnant with a baby to I feel like a birthing person that's pregnant with a person who's been birthed. Please like me. Oh my god, I thought my good girls bad guys, you know, quip was pretty good, but I like this right here. Oh. Radke didn't stop there. He continued to voice his concerns about the impact of these discussions on American youth, claiming that it was leading to confusion. He went on to suggest that many larger forces at play hoping to redefine what it means to be a man or a woman. These are people pushing back about common sense, all impressionable kids hiding behind cartoon avatars. Oh, he's calling out the people with the waifus on TikTok, like, oh, look at this picture of Android 18, literally me. I got an anime waifu as my profile picture. I love it when you call clowns like that out. Now, there are a few of them that are actually pretty cool. I'm friends with some people that got anime avatars on Twitter, but as a general rule, those people are a little sus, not to be trusted. So yeah, I get what he's saying here. If you don't think this is insanely telling about the future, I don't know what will. We have brainwashed kids into thinking the basic biology and common sense need to be... Again, where is the lie? I mean, the dude is just out here talking about how kids are easily influenced, easily impressionable. He is exactly right. I mean, he puts out pretty adult-oriented music. There's a reason why little CDs have the warning sticker slapped on them talking about parental content advised, because hey, some of the stuff out there not appropriate for kids. When he says I want to kiss your lips, the ones between your hips, you don't want a 9-year-old hearing that particular lyric, I would imagine. So you probably also don't want little 9-year-old Timmy or Susie thinking she could turn in to Timmy. That's just confusing. But oh no, let's go ahead and make sure the FCC is involved in cutting out bad language in songs. But you want to chop your dick off at 13? Go for it, buckaroo. The government supports you. Radke continued, ironically asking fans to respect his self-identification as a black man, insinuating that if he were to receive such recognition, he would then reciprocate by respecting someone's identification as a woman. Cool, I identify as a black man. Do I get my reparations now? Now, to be fair, Ronnie is almost there with identifying as a black man, considering his, blacked out tattoos on his arms. I think he's doing the reverse Michael Jackson thing, and dude, you don't need reparations. Send it to a poor dude like me's way. I could use some of that cash flow. You got money off music. I'm barely keeping this YouTube thing rolling as is. It's not a completely different thing. You need to respect the fact that I identify as a black man if you want me to respect your identity as a woman, if you aren't allowed to pick and choose. Again, he's not wrong. We need some philosophical and logical consistency here. And when a dude who's known for screaming emo lyrics about wanting to cut himself and whatnot is the one teaching you about philosophical consistency, I'm sorry, you're absolutely lost. So are you saying I can't choose to identify with whatever I want, but you're also allowed to? That's transphobic. I mean, Uno reverse card. He further went on to clarify his identity as a good person rested on his quiet support of others, both financially and emotionally, and that those that disregard with him should be labeled as transphobic bigot pieces of shit for claiming the opposite. I identify as a good person because of how many people I've helped quiet financially, emotionally, and spiritually, but y'all say I'm a bad person, so all of you are literally transphobic bigot pieces of shit for assuming the wrong identity of me. Identify of me, but he meant identity of me, and I will not tolerate it. I mean, if you, again, it's that Uno reverse card logic, and this is all very basic stuff. Like, it's stuff that people like me and my circles and anyone on YouTube who has been in this culture war has said time and time again, but it hits different when somebody with a big audience, someone with something to lose, calls it out. I mean, he did lose something. He lost his TikTok. Now, again, that's not a massive loss for Ronnie Radke, considering, you know, he's still probably got his record deals. Actually, I think at this point, they're self-published, so, I mean, they put the records out themselves. Maybe they still do label deals. I'm not entirely sure where Falling in Reverse is at, but the point is, he's not hurting financially. They're still touring. They're still selling out arenas. I mean, I showed you that picture. That was a packed, you know, it wasn't really an amphitheater, but it was a very, very large outside venue, just let me tell you. So he's doing fine, but still, he's lost his TikTok for having these sorts of opinions. But you know what? I say that as a worthwhile loss. More individuals of note, of notoriety, of fame need to come out and talk about the absolute insanity that's going on. You know, dudes like me and others who are speaking to webcams in the bedroom, that's awesome. Hopefully we can make some sort of impact, but the assistance from the big names up top would be much appreciated and help the movement, you know, go a bit faster, because we do need to end this absolutely trash ideology that you can just say, oh, I'm a girl now, and keep your full beard, and all of a sudden you get to, you know, participate in women's sports and get to use a particular restroom. That is psychotic to the nth degree. The arguments then spilled over onto TikTok, where Radke continued posting videos arguing with commenters over his views on cisgender and trans women. Ultimately, Radke faced the consequences for the controversial remarks, which should not be controversial in the slightest, leading to his ban from TikTok. Despite the repercussions, he maintained a defiant attitude, asserting that the ban held no significance for him. Though not officially banned from Twitter, X, yet, Radke does claim he's now been shadow banned from the platform, which I think is entirely possible. Dude, really? Did Twitter shadow ban Ronnie Radke? He doesn't show up in any of my searches, or even if I do search, he's not up to, so yeah, apparently I can absolutely believe he's being shadow banned, and you know what? This will only go on to make him even more of a popular monster. I couldn't help myself. Come on, it had to be there eventually. The point is, yeah, this is absolutely a real shadow ban, or at least I would believe it is. This has been happening a lot lately on Twitter. I do not think that Elon Musk's new and improved Twitter or X or whatever is going the way he hoped. Now, I don't think it's him out there doing it. I don't think Elon's just sitting up in his, you know, top chair seat with a window view and being like, hey, let's shadow ban Ronnie Radke. Like, no, there's probably still some people at Twitter who are infected with this West Coast ideology in the shady back corners of Twitter, and they may eventually be laid off, or the algorithm can get fixed, or the AI can get fixed that does this, or it could be a programming issue with the AI, and maybe there's no human interaction doing it whatsoever, but there is still definitely shadow banning of controversial figures going on at YouTube, and that does need to stop if Elon is to keep his promise about it being the free speech public square. I'm shadow banned, freedom of speech is dead, America has fallen. I mean, yo, join the club, we've been saying this for ages. At the end of the day, I'm sure Ronnie Radke is just happy to watch the world burn. I can't help myself. And on the off chance that you do see this, Ronnie, I do run a you know, culture podcast live show. If you want to just hit me up, slide in the DMs, find me on Twitter, or let me know here, you know, in the comments. You know, you are more than welcome on the show. I would absolutely talk to you about these absolute bananas social things that are going on. But to anybody else, are you surprised to see Ronnie Radke banned from TikTok? Do you think this is a long time coming? Do you have any sort of history with him or his views that you think could add to the conversation? I think this will ultimately serve to make both him and his music more popular, and hopefully get this message out to the masses, because they're going to be seeing even more censorship in real time. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on Twitter, where you can find me at BoltTheWord. And please do subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day, not always about music, despite the fact that I'm a massive music fan and a bit of a musician myself, but also about anime, video games, Magic the Gathering, you name it, it's all here in the nerdosphere. And this has been Words of Paradise.